Welcome, everybody, to a new episode of Thriller Talk Thursday. I am Lynne Constantine, one half of the Liv Constantine writing team, and I'm so excited to be here with three amazing authors today. We have Danielle Girard, Kate Moretti, and Tori Eldridge, and I'm going to let them give a quick introduction about them and themselves and their books. So I want to start with Danielle.
Hi, thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Danielle Girard. My 14th book is coming out here August 1st, Whiteout. Most of my books have been based in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is where I'm originally from. And this new series, beginning with Whiteout, is actually set in North Dakota, which is a first for me. I'm a Montana resident where I've been for the last 20 years, a thriller lover and writer, and I'm so excited to be here with you today.
Thanks for being here. Kate?
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining in. I am Kate Moretti. Most of my books are set in Pennsylvania. My latest is The Girls of Bracken Hill, and that will be coming out on November 1st through Thomas & Mercer. Actually, the main setting for this book is the Catskill Mountains, New York. So it's a little bit of a departure for me. Most of my other stories have been set in the Pennsylvania, New Jersey area where I live. I have two little girls. I'm married. I live in an old house that is not, unfortunately, is not haunted.
All right. And Tori?
I guess that comes to me. Okay. I'm the newbie of the group. My name is Tori Eldridge, and let's see here. My debut novel is The Ninja Daughter. And I like how it's all backwards. It's about a Chinese-Norwegian modern-day ninja in Los Angeles with Joy Luck Club family issues. And hey, Danielle, by the way, her father and my father both are North Dakota Norwegians. So I love that your book is set in North Dakota.
That's right. There's a lot of Norwegian theme in the town where my book is set to.
Oh, yeah.
So we got that.
Definitely. Yeah. But her mom's from Hong Kong. But check it out. I don't know if you can see this.
Oh,
I've got the second book is coming out September 1st. I'm so excited about the cover. It's got a tiger and a machete. And oh, my God, it's so fun. Anyway, so that comes out September 1st. Whoops. From Polis Books Agora. So, yay.
Very good, very good. Well, as everybody knows, we're all in a very unique situation with this unfortunate pandemic that's going on. So I just thought before we got into the writing, just wondering how everybody's making out, what's it like in your area. If you want to start, Kate, and just tell us, are you?
I'm in Pennsylvania. There are parts of Pennsylvania, I think, that are kind of harder hit than others. I think the Poconos is not faring so well right now. I'm in Eastern Pennsylvania, like the Allentown, Bethlehem area. So we're doing okay. I think that there is a good amount of cases. I think that we're definitely seeing a rise. We're still seeing a rise. I don't think we've sort of hit that peak yet. But the lockdown, Governor Wolf has us all on lockdown, and I feel like most people are complying with it, and I think it's doing a lot. I will say that I'm used to being home, so the being home part hasn't really bothered me. I work part-time for Johnson & Johnson, and I work mostly from home there too, but usually everyone in my house leaves, so
right.
I am not used to being home with all of these people at home.
Right.
Yes, and yes.
So my husband and I are each trying to battle over the one office space, which is in my bedroom right now. We right before all this kicked off, we decided we were going to remodel the office and turn it into my daughter's bedroom and move the home office to another area, but that's all on hold now. So we have nowhere to go, and we're all just elbowing each other out of the way to do schoolwork and writing and day jobs, and it's been fun. We're having a good time.
Oh, gosh.
We get out and walk every day.
I think that's the benefit. Yeah, same thing. We're doing like a 3-mile walk every day. So if nothing else, we're getting our exercise. How about you, Danielle? I know you've got 2 kids at home as well, right?
Well, we're in a unique position because I think the whole state of Montana has only had 500 cases.
That's awesome.
We've only had 10 deaths, and our I know. Our Governor Bullock, who's amazing, just told us yesterday that restaurants will be opening up again next week. So we're probably, I'm probably going to get a huge influx of people moving to Montana because
I'm thinking about
it's
yes,
yeah,
right?
it's quiet here. But
Yeah.
to Kate's point, I have a daughter in college who is now home. She, and she's 20. And I have a son who's a senior in high school. And it has not been a very fun time to be a senior in high school. So my house is rarely this full either. And I'm ready to ship those people back out.
I'm sure.
They could go back to school any time now.
I'm ready.
It's tough. I mean, I have 2 college students and they're both home and, they're having a hard time because they miss their friends, they miss their groups, their online classes are just not the same, and it's really trying to balance all of that and make everybody feel okay about it while you want to take care of your stuff is definitely challenging. How about for you? Now, you don't have any kids at home now, do you, Tori, or have anyone come back to roost while this is going on?
Well, my lifestyle is pretty socially isolated anyway. So things are pretty much the same, wake up, meditate, write all day, exercise in the afternoon, family time, dinner, binge on some show. So that's pretty much been the normal thing. Here in the city, I live in Thousand Oaks, which is outside Los Angeles. And so I have a lot of space out here. I have a lot of wide open trails. I miss being able to be on the trails. They closed them for safety reasons because when they closed the LA trails, they were afraid people were going to come out to Ventura. And then a lot of the trails, you can't really get away if you're passing people. So they closed that for a little bit. But, our governor jumped on this whole thing really early on. And so he's been, it seems, doing a very good job of that. I really believe in wearing masks, wearing some kind of bandana covering, not for my own protection as much as it is out of a courtesy for others. So even when I'm walking in the neighborhood, I always have something around my neck that I can bring up if I'm going to pass anybody too close, because I just think it's the courteous and safest thing to do. So I'm going to keep doing that for as long as it feels like it's necessary.
No, I think we're seeing a lot of that. I mean, for me, one of the nice things to see is the coming together of most people, in this crisis and looking out for other people, right? And just sort of been a time of a bit of forced isolation, which is good for self-reflection. So I'm just wondering, like, for each of you, have you learned anything surprising either about yourself or about your family? Like, what is the maybe, not that there's a positive aspect of it, but what have you been able to make positive out of the circumstance of the pandemic? Whoever wants to jump in.
Well, I'm really grateful for the family dynamic that we have here. My husband and I get along very well, and we're used to working here, and we have our own little space, and we respect that space. We also have an adult son living with us. He graduated from college, and he's breaking into editing, film and television editing. So he has his own space, and he wakes up very late in the afternoon and stays up to the wee hours of the morning. So I've just been very appreciative of, he's like a vampire.
They all are.
So I'm just very appreciative of how we get along and how we respect each other's space and give each other breathing room. And anytime somebody has gotten a little, edgy, we talk it out. And I'm just really appreciative of that.
That's great.
We're having some of that too. I mean, I think this is a rare time. My husband said something the other day and I was like, don't say that to the children. But he was saying, we might look back on this and really appreciate that we had this extra time with our kids, because especially our kids are, they're basically grown and gone. And so we've been doing, like, my daughter's really into TikTok videos, the dance moves. So she's been trying to teach me. So there's some funny videos of that online, which I'm terrible at them, but she's in front, so you can barely see me, which is perfect. And then my son's really bit into poker. So we've been playing some Texas Hold'em, thankfully not for money, because we all get a little crazy here with
Right.
competition. But it's, you know, those are things we never would have done because the kids would have been like, I'm going out with my friends. So that I really appreciate. And like Tori, my husband works from home too. So we have our own space and we get along most times.
That sounds
We're
good.
going to leave it at that.
I decided that I want to come live with Danielle because the TikTok videos sound super fun and the poker sounds really fun. My kids are 9 and 11. On a normal April and May, we would be running from field to field to field to field. And if you saw our yard and our gardens and everything, and we bought a really old house, so it was pre-landscaped when we bought it, and we haven't done anything with it. And I said, you know, we finally sort of looked at it because this gave us a chance to breathe, and we looked around and said, it's a mess out here. It kind of looks abandoned. Like, so we've been doing a ton of gardening, like mulching and ripping out beds and trying to build something that will be sustainable in our post-COVID lifestyle because, so that's been really fun because I said, you know, the past couple weekends we've been out in the dirt, like all four of us, digging and pulling out plants and moving plants. And you can't really plant anything yet in Pennsylvania. It's a little bit too early, but we've been able to clean up a lot, and you know the kids grumble, but then they get, you know, like, are we doing another stick day today?
Nice.
That's awesome.
So I will say that we've all sort of taken a collective breath, which has been very nice.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I both work about an hour and a half from where we live, so like a normal April and May is just bananas. Like we are just passing each other on the highway. One's taking one kid here, one's taking one kid here. We eat on the road. Like my kids are both into softball. And so my husband coaches my oldest team. Like it's always just been so crazy that we just can't breathe. And I said, I feel like this is nice. Like I noticed plants that are blooming, which is weird that I wouldn't have noticed them in previous years. I mean, I feel really dumb saying, oh, look at how beautiful our magnolia tree is.
True.
But legitimately, I didn't look at it very much before. So that's been really nice. Like, I feel like it's just been sort of a collective breath.
Yes.
Right.
And so, you know, we go hiking on the weekends, and that's been really nice too. So I do think that there has been more family time. I think with kids being 9 and 11, I'm not quite in the as grateful space as Danielle and Tori seem to be. We are climbing all over each other.
Yeah,
they are
so different. It's so different.
So I will say that I'm trying to find the breath every day. We are trying to find the solitude and, you know, sort of sink into it and just be happy with it.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're being as successful, but I can come to Danielle's house and play poker.
You can, and you can come to my house and hear me yell when things are not as calm. I do the highlights, but not the every moment.
Right. I think we all have them. But I mean, too, you know, it is the same thing when the kids are older. I mean, we joke too. My kids are not usually here, you know, during the day, but they're sleeping all day anyway because they're up until 3 or 4 in the morning. And I think by 8:30 or 9, I'm like, all right, you know what? There's nothing else to do, so I'm going to bed and getting up early and writing. But so speaking of writing, what's everybody, you want to talk a little bit about what you're working on or how, you know, is this helping your writing? Is it hurting your writing? Is it changing your writing?
I want to know, is everybody writing in a post-COVID world? I'm so confused as to what to do. Like if we're writing our books in 2020, do we talk about the COVID? What do we do with it?
That is interesting.
Do I just set everything in 2019 from here on out? Like, I don't know what to do.
Or 2023, when I feel like maybe it'll be more.
I know. Who knows? Like, we don't know what's going to happen.
Because you can't have gatherings. I don't know.
I'm definitely, I mean, I'm sort of thinking maybe North Dakota, you know, they didn't pay attention to COVID. They didn't have COVID.
Everything's the same.
It's an alternate universe without, I don't know. It's funny because this book is due July 1st. And so I'm really 2/3 of the way done with it. It'll be interesting to see as we do a revision on it. This is the second book in the Whiteout series. And I actually didn't show my little, so this is book 1. Which is out August 1st. And then also from Thomas and Mercer. So I'm published by the same publishers.
We have the same editor.
And we have the same editor who's fabulous, Jessica.
Yeah, I love her.
anyway, so it'll be interesting to see if they edit COVID into the book somehow.
It is
I
very,
don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know, because it's the same thing. I mean, we just handed our book for next May, and then I've got the Elsie Shaw, which comes out in September. And of course, they're having dinner out, they're going to parties, people are, touching each other. So I kind of feel like maybe the world has to agree to suspend disbelief that could happen. I hope it will again one day. Otherwise, I mean, what are we going to write? She got a designer mask from, Saks to go to the grocery store with 10 people in line. I don't know. It's, yeah. But we were talking last week.
How do you murder someone?
How do you murder someone socially
Call on them.
distanced?
You just call them. I mean, that could be it. Just,
That's true.
On them.
Oh, you could write the super spreader
Right?
spreader thriller.
yeah.
I don't want to read that though. I don't want to read that.
No, I don't either.
Here's an interesting thing. When this hit, I was finishing up a dystopian thriller set in an antimicrobial resistant future.
Oh,
Wow.
I had started it.
Maybe
It was based on a short story that was published a couple years back in an anthology. And I had started this thriller before I got the book deal for the Lily Wong series. So that was in, I stopped writing in 2018. I had written the first part of it. So after I wrote the second Lily Wong book, that's coming out in September, I went back to writing this. So I went back to writing it in January. And
that's what I was wondering. Did you
have you seen the movie with Will Ferrell and Emma Thompson, where Stranger Than Fiction,
Love
and Emma
that
Thompson's
movie. Yes,
writing in it, and it manifests in his life?
Wow.
Yeah.
I am Emma Thompson.
Okay, finish the book and have a cure, will you? Like write a cure.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Good. And a vaccine, and let's get it wrapped up.
Thank God.
Yeah.
So I turned it into the agent, thank goodness. And now I'm starting the third Lily book. But again, like what you were saying, is it in post-COVID? And I realized that since the first, second, and third book all happened like within, a couple of months of each other, the third book is still in 2019.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Perfect.
Well, I mean, I think I read somewhere that a lot of books about pandemics are really getting popular again, which is the last thing I want to read during something like this. I mean, how do you guys feel? Do you like the sound of something? I don't want to read about people dying from something when that's really happening.
I couldn't even imagine writing one.
No, it's just want to be.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Well, I
wanna
will
be,
say
like,
that the book that I just turned in isn't actually about a pandemic. It's just set in an antimicrobial resistant future. So pandemics have already hit. Now here's the thing. One of my beta readers was an immunologist, and she's reading this one section. She goes, and I'm talking about, what was it? MRSA, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And she's just like, oh, great.
Right.
We've had a couple more, but it's actually a political conspiracy. Thank goodness. But still, fingers crossed that, it's not too timely.
Yeah, really.
Well, I think it's like you said, Lynn, some people are just dying to read these kinds of books right now. They want to read everything that's set in this weird, virus infested world. And other people are like, no, thank you. Take me to, to the Adirondack or the Catskills or anywhere, but
I've been obsessed with
but
Outlander. Like I'm reading all the Outlander books. Like for some reason, this is making me want to go live in 18th century Scotland. Like
because life was so much easier.
I feel like it's better.
Well, yeah, alternate universe.
The men were
right?
killed. Nobody wears a shirt.
Those are good books. Those are good books for sure.
Too funny. Yeah, I don't know.
But in terms of like your question, Lynn, in terms of how we write now, I mean, that is a good, like, I don't know about you guys, but focus has been really hard. I feel like when I'm normally writing a book, the character and the story kind of follows me everywhere in the rest of my life. You know, it's like when you have a girlfriend you're worried about and you're sort of always kind of thinking about her. That's how the characters in my books are. And now that focus is more like I'm worried about the world.
Right.
So characters don't get that same sort of time. And so when I sit down to actually work, it's harder to kind of find them in my brain right now.
I'm having the
that's
same problem, Danielle. I can't write anything. Like I have a book that's due August 1st, but I do try to make sure I set aside my normal writing time, but I just can't. Like I have no idea what's really going on, and everything I think of is like, well, that's dumb. Like I just have this like
it's hard.
This like ennui of like I don't care about anything. Why would I care about them? I don't care about anything else. You know, like it's just this very like.
I'm hearing that from everyone.
Yeah, it is.
I had kind of the opposite thing, you know, because the agent was going, I want this book now. Hurry up, hurry up. I ended up having to focus and write faster than I've ever written before, and I'm not a very fast writer. I'm, you know, like a little tortoise, you know, as opposed to the hare. And so it was really exhilarating for me. Oddly enough, I really liked disappearing into that world. I don't know why. Maybe because it was so close, and it wasn't, or maybe because it had a lot of action and there was something that could be done and I managed to give it a happy ending. But there was something about it that was really gratifying and productive. But now I'm in the out getting started phase for the third book. And that's, you know, I'm finding, ooh, let's read. Let's do this. Look what I read just the other day.
Thank you.
Yeah, I find myself reading a book a day. Like I'll start in the morning and the end of the day, I'm like, well, that was another book.
Wow, I'm so jealous. I am like, I can't even read. Like I'm watching a ridiculous amount of television and I've never been a television watcher.
It's hard to read too. Although I am finding if I can get myself into a book when I'm in the middle of a book, it's like the loveliest place to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I got to read The Wife Stalker and I got to read The Ninja Daughter, and Kate, I got to get my hands on some writing.
I can't focus on anything, so
I think it's normal. And you've still got, you know, again, with the younger kids and trying to, you know, take care of them and manage them. I think that's a lot. And I mean, I think for everybody, it is hard to focus. For Valerie and I just finished up our fourth book, but we were in the midst of it when all of this was going on. So we didn't have to, you know, the idea was there, but now we're in the position of coming up with that next idea. And it is really hard. We're talking and same thing. Well, I don't know. That doesn't sound like right. And because it takes an incredible amount of energy, right? And usually, as you said, Danielle, you're out, you're doing things and your mind is, but when you're home, like, okay, you can walk or whatever, do the laundry, and you're not really doing a lot of things to kind of get you actively engaged. So I think it does become harder. Is anybody having insane dreams? Because I dream about this COVID, like I'm in the grocery store and I forgot my mask and people are coming up to me and I'm yelling at them, get away from me. I mean, is anybody else having?
I'm yelling at them.
I'm yelling, stay away from me.
I have heard a lot of that. I am not having but I am hearing a lot of people having wild dreams right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm just like, I guess by the time I get in bed, you know.
You're exhausted.
Maybe the extra wine.
My dreams haven't been wild, but all of a sudden I find myself in a group of people and everybody is really close, and all of a sudden I'm going, oh, wait a minute, what are you all doing here?
That's the same thing. Like you forget,
dreams.
Yeah, like wait a minute, did you forget? Yeah, it is. I think it's it's like a subconscious adjustment to this new reality where, you know, I mean, how crazy that can put you in peril, just being too close to somebody. That is something that we would never have thought about before. And so that's the same thing. I'll dream, or I'll be at a party and people are really close and I'm yelling at the room, social distancing, what are you doing 6 feet apart? I mean, it's not fun, but anyway. So everyone's working on their next thing. How are you feeling? I don't know where you are on the introvert extrovert scale. So I'm an extrovert. I'm seriously bummed that everything for the rest of the year is canceled. No Thriller Fest, no BoucherCon. One of the reasons that I wanted to start this is so I can see, you know, some of my writer friends and we can talk about it. How are you feeling about the lack of, interaction with others in our industry, and, how do you plan on trying to counteract the isolation from that?
I'm perfectly devastated. Like, I'm an introvert except for 8 days a year when I go to Thriller Fest and BoucherCon.
Yeah.
And then I think if you've ever seen me at those, which I know some of you have, I'm like a crazy extrovert.
That's exactly how I am.
With like, but I also have like a bottle of rosé wine in each hand.
Like, I'm
and
ridiculous.
I am so sad. I can't believe they called BoucherCon as quickly as they did. I understand, but I'm devastated. In fact, I'm already like, okay, what's the next potential conference? And I think it's Left Coast Crime in Albuquerque. So now I'm like, I think we all have to look at going to Left Coast Crime in Albuquerque.
When is that?
April 8th. It's a whole flipping year from now.
I think we need to come up with our own little conference somewhere safe, when things open up again, right? Just get a group and meet somewhere, right? And in the meantime,
I'm exactly like you, Danielle. I am like 90% happy to just be holed up in my house. I haven't really missed going to Target. Yeah, I thought I would, but
I think Target's open.
I'm fine with whatever's happening. I'm okay with it. Well, our Target is still open.
Yeah.
We don't go. Like, we do only pick up for groceries and everything.
Same.
And I thought I would miss all this more than I do. But like you said, like literally 8 days a year, I'm ridiculous. Like, I am like, I don't even know. Like, last year, it was crazy. Like, I remember BoucherCon last year. Their whole nights, I don't even really, like, it was just bouncing around from one thing to the next. And it was so exciting, so much fun. And now I can't believe we're not doing any of it. So I'm super sad about all of that. Like, I'm going to miss all my summer camp.
I was actually at Left Coast Crime when it closed down.
Oh, you were?
And I'm like you guys. I mean, I am perfectly happy holding up, living my little social distancing normal life. But yeah, when I go to conferences, oh man, I love being around people and everything. So I had this, I was able to do one reader connection thing where we had a little ninja tea, and thank goodness that we did that on the first day, because the second day was when everything else was supposed to be.
That's what we heard.
All the panels and everything. And I was nominated for Best Debut Mystery, and I was gonna host a banquet with Tracy Clark, and we had all these fun decorations and everything. You can see the yellow and red flowers. I was supposed to be on our table, and I had gifts and everything. And it got canceled. And it was
I felt so bad for all the organizers and everybody that was out there. It just seemed like it just was, and you can't do anything about it. Everybody's just doing the best they can,
Totally.
And I just felt so bad.
And having a book out, Lynne, your book's going to be out. It's out May 27th.
May 19th. The happy hour we're doing is the 27th. But yeah, May 19th, The Wife Stalker comes out. Yeah, we had a great tour that, Chicago and Ohio and some wonderful bookstores and libraries, but we're going to do a lot online and virtual, which I think, but it is. I mean, of course, it's nothing anybody can do, and it's understandable, but it's a whole new world. And you put all of that work and time and promo, and the publisher does so much for the book, right? And then you just have to wait and see. But
and it's so fun. It's like you get to celebrate. Celebrate all that work.
I know, and wanting to, one of the best parts about it, I think, is meeting readers and talking to them, and and I'm really going to miss that. But hopefully, the good news is, like, doing all of this, maybe we'll all just stay more connected even when things go back to normal. Now that we've all discovered Zoom, right? And we can see each other, and have to make the best out of it, I suppose. Yeah.
Hopefully readers can connect with us this way. It's a great, I've had more readers reach out and ask questions or direct message, and that's, it's really, I think hopefully it's fun for them. It means so much, I'm sure, to you guys too, to hear from readers right now, because it's like, otherwise you're in such a vacuum, no other authors, no access to readers. You can't, so it's, all that is so meaningful right now.
Yeah, definitely. Right, for sure.
I had a real fun reader discussion we had like a book club meeting, and that was really fun. It was just, we were all just kind of hanging. It felt really intimate having everybody come from their own thing instead of having, the author be virtual and then the book club be all gathered together. There was something kind of neat about it.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to get to unless you guys have any other comments about writing anything, I thought we'll do the 2 truths and a lie about each of you. So for everybody who is watching, what we're going to do is each week, each author will tell you 2 truths and 1 lie about him or herself. And in the comments when we post this, you can guess what you think is the lie. And then they are generously offering to give one of their books away to a random winner, and they'll talk about which book that's going to be. So let's start this time with Tori. What are you say all 3, don't say which is which, obviously, and then people can guess. So your 2 truths and a lie.
Okay. All right, here we go. I've trained with 3 Black Belt Hall of Fame martial artists in 3 different styles: ninjutsu, jujitsu, and tong do.
Okay.
I've performed with Anthony Quinn on Broadway, Denzel Washington in film, and Betty White on television.
Oh, wow.
And I sang and danced on a video exclusively for Michael Jackson and was hired for his 1987 Bad World Tour.
Okay, wow. So all 3 of those are pretty cool. So we'll
I don't want to go.
Yeah, no, you're next, Danielle. Mine are like, I have gray hair.
Okay.
I'm sure that's the lie. That's got to be the lie. Okay. All right. Mine are short and to the sweet, and short and sweet and to the point. I have been skydiving. I have pet a cheetah, and I have a 2nd-degree black belt.
Okay, very good. And I don't want you, Kate, to feel bad about
It's still a million times more interesting than mine.
No, we did one at Thriller Fest with Daniel Palmer, and one of his was that he was allergic to bananas. Remember, Danielle, we were trying to figure out a better thing for him, but everyone liked the allergic to bananas one. So, the ordinary is okay.
All right, so here goes mine.
Right? Yeah.
Mine are, I backpacked Europe for 3 months after college graduation alone and had the best time of my life. Don't tell my husband or kids, but it's still the most amazing time of my life. I have misophonia, which is an extreme anxiety to listening to people chew, and I have to eat dinner in a different room than my family. And the 3rd one is I'm entirely gray, and if I didn't dye my hair every 3 weeks, I would be like white. I would have like white hair.
I think those are all pretty interesting. So,
Yeah.
All right. So we'll post.
I didn't pet a cheetah or, dance for Michael Jackson.
Yeah, or dance brought. Well, that's okay. We'll, so people will have to watch the video to hear the questions, and we'll post that. But so I guess the last question that I have for everybody is, is there anything that you have found to make this time at home less boring? Like, anything new hobbies, new shows, or like new habits that you've started? So I'll start. We pretend sometimes, like I get all the candles lit on a Saturday night, and I try to move decorations around in the house, and I try to make my kitchen look like a restaurant, which, really it doesn't, and put some music on.
Aww,
and going out to dinner. So that's one thing that we do, because we really miss going out to dinner. And Danielle, you started. I know you do. I saw something on your Instagram where you guys were dressed up. What was that?
I mean, I have to say we do. So my daughter Claire has been teaching me TikToks, which that's new and different. I've learned some poker, and then we actually threw a casino night.
That was so cool.
A couple Saturdays ago, we had casino night, and the whole family got dressed up as though we were going to go to the Vegas casino, and we played Texas Hold'em, and my daughter made a TikTok of us kind of coming down the stairs, and it's on my author Danielle Girard Facebook, author Danielle Girard page, and also on my @Danielle Girard Books page on Instagram. And actually, it turned out pretty well. Thankfully, the shot of me is really short, but my husband starts it out.
Oh yeah,
fun. That was fun.
Again, I'm coming to your house, Danielle.
I know. I think we're all coming.
Way more fun.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime.
I saw that. It was adorable.
Thanks. We had
It
fun.
was so
I'm going to
darn
look for it
cute.
as soon as we're done. I think I saw a picture of it, but I don't think I saw a video. And I don't think I saw a TikTok. I would be really excited to see a TikTok. My kids are obsessed with TikTok, and I keep trying to get my daughter to teach me the TikTok dances. She does them constantly, you know, like the middle schoolers that just walk around like doing things with their hands and their heads. And you're like, what are you doing exactly? But
Right. Well, the trick is they can slow down the music to record it. Otherwise, when you see anybody do it, you'd be like, how do they move that fast? That's the trick. So don't let them convince you that they're actually moving that fast.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know.
There you go.
I know nothing about TikTok. I think because my kids are too old.
Funny.
But I have been having a lot of fun with Facebook Live dancing. I just like dance around my house while I'm reading, and I dance around my house while I'm cooking, and I take people on tours to see my tea cabinets. And see, I'm drinking today a very nice jasmine that's mixed with this, you know, very lovely green oolong from Hong Kong. So I've been doing stuff like that and having a good time, but I haven't figured out TikTok.
I'm one of the millions of people that have decided to use this time to learn how to bake bread.
Oh.
Okay.
So we've been, my daughter is doing like a donut sort of thing. She's obsessed. She makes different donuts every day.
Yeah.
And donuts are really hard to make and like to get them light and fluffy, and they're a yeast. And so we've been playing with this, you know, and my husband had a sourdough starter, and we just made hamburger rolls. Like I feel like we're all like pioneer women over here.
I love that.
It's happening to all of us. I played the piano a lot as a kid, and I kind of just took it up again.
Very nice. All right.
That's
Nobody's impressed with it. I have to like shut the door.
Right.
Like it's not like anyone's sitting there listening to me play this like wonderful like Beethoven. It's more like I'm like trying to shuffle my way through it again.
By the time this is over, you might be, you know, doing
Who knows? I got a lot of time.
We can't wait to have you perform for us at our next conference.
Yes.
Facebook Live.
Right.
Right.
Well, thank you guys so much. I hope you all stay safe and well, and I will looking for you on social media, and you know, and we'll connect other ways as well. All right. Take care.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bye.